Today we're going to start sat up cross-legged. So if you find this kind of position a bit uncomfortable for whatever reason, maybe that's just for today, it's fine. Find a comfortable position for you. Perhaps you want to start lying down today. That can be really nice, really rejuvenating. Or perhaps you want to start sat in a chair, deciding for yourself how you want to start today. I'm just going to start cross-legged. And you can either rest the hands either on the knees or in the lap, on the belly, whatever feels comfortable. Let the shoulders relax down away from the ears and let the eyes close. And today our focus is going to be around digestion. Things that can harm our digestion are not chewing. And sometimes we don't chew because it hurts. We hold stress and tension in the jaw. Perhaps there's some alignment problems. Maybe the teeth aren't happy. So taking a moment to release the jaw here, allowing it to hang a little bit loose, allowing your mouth to soften. Another thing that really harms our digestion is stress. So your digestion is related to your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest. And if we are in even a low level amount of stress, our digestion won't happen efficiently. It doesn't want to do it. The energy isn't going to that area of the body. It's going to your limbs to heighten your running or fighting, that kind of thing. So we need to release that stress when we want to digest food and make sure that we're in a place of real calm and peace. So with the jaw relaxed, we're going to take a big deep breath in through the nose and exhale through pursed lips. Inhaling through the nose, down into the belly so that your belly expands with the breath, so that your rib cage expands with the breath, and then squeeze it all in together like you're blowing through a straw. One more breath like this. And then start to let the eyes blink open. Another really big factor in our digestion is a lack of movement. So our body wants to move. It helps things move through the intestines if we move. So you can either leave the arms down by the sides or you can bring them up into this cactus arm shape. We'll take a big deep breath in here. And then exhale, take a twist. So I'm going left arm forward, right arm back. Doesn't matter which way you go. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist in the other way. And then back to center. And we'll go again. And you can move a little bit faster than this. Perhaps I'm going a bit slow. Maybe you want to go a bit faster. Make sure that there's a lot of focus on the abdominals and on keeping the spine long. It's very tempting to want to go low or something like that. We're not doing scrunches. We want to stay nice and tall with the spine and really think about just twisting high. Keep the jaw relaxed. If you're going fast, only do that for a bit and then come back to center and relax. Take those deep breaths with those long, slow exhales again. And we're going to do what's called a yoga mudra, but we're going to use our fists in this one. So it does depend on you and your body shape. Another option would be to use a blanket. So this can be a really comfy option. So I'm going to take the blanket, put it on my left thigh, and then hands are going to go behind. Take a big deep breath in. As you exhale, we're just going to fold into that blanket. So the idea here is that we're trying to take something to press into the belly. So you want the blanket really close to the hip, and you may even want it smaller. So like say this one might be a bit big. I might just roll it up and put it right down where the hip is. So that way as I fold forward, you can see it kind of squashes into my belly. So it kind of disappears under my ribs as I squish it down in. Obviously, it depends on how close you can bring your thigh towards your chest as well. So there's no forcing here. If that doesn't work, we use the hands, because the hands can push in as much as we want no matter how low we go. We just press the hands in a bit, kind of like giving your tummy a little massage. So if you haven't been holding it, we'll take a big deep breath in. Exhale, coming over that prop, and then holding. See if you can take a few deep breaths here. It's all right if you feel a little bit like, ooh, am I a bit balanced? It's fine. You're welcome to change your position or even bring the hands forward. This opens the chest and lengthens through the front of the body. So we're making a little bit of space there. Having a couple deep breaths. So this class, I should caveat with, it's not really intended if you are stuffed full of food right this moment. This is intended for maybe 2 or 3 hours after a meal, maybe 4 if it was a massive meal, or even the next day, just to help keep things ticking along. When you're ready, come back up to center, and we're going to go to the other side. So bringing that straight in as close as you can to the hip, big deep breath in, and then exhale, start to fold over. And again, press that in as much as you can. So if you can go low, then we go low. If that doesn't work for you, then you use your hands. Have a couple deep breaths here. And you'll find, as you can probably see with mine, that one side is going to be more comfortable than the other. That could be your flexibility, or it could just be the cross of the legs. So sometimes if we swap the cross, it'll be the same on both sides. But we haven't swapped, so you'll notice a difference. One more breath here. And then we start to release. So we come back up to center. And you can see we're trying not to use the hands. So this is going to help engage the muscles that little bit more as we use the muscles to come back up to center. We're going to come into all fours now. So coming with the wrists right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. And then we're going to take some cat-cows. So on the inhale, belly drops down, tailbone goes up, heart forward, pulling the shoulder blades back in together. And on the exhale, rounding through the back, opening the space between the shoulder blades. And already you can see we are moving the lower part of the digestive system. So obviously your digestive system starts in your mouth when you chew. I mean, technically it starts in your nose when you smell it, right? Because that's what makes the saliva start to come. But if we're going a bit more mechanical, it starts in the mouth and then down the throat, and into the stomach, which is quite high up in the chest and just to the bottom of the rib cage. And then down into the intestines, which we know are around our belly button and a bit lower. And we'll make our way to downward dog. So take the hands a bit in front of the shoulders, bum up high, belly back towards thighs. And have a pause here. So if this is your first downward dog of the day, you are welcome to go for an alternate leg stretch instead of holding. Perhaps you want to move in the downward dog. Really listen to your body and what feels right for you. Knees can definitely stay bent if it helps us prioritize the straight spine. So a nice long neutral spine with its natural curves, no rounding, nice and long. And sometimes that means we need to keep the knees a little soft or a little bent. It does not matter if your heels get anywhere near the floor. Heels near the floor is an Achilles / back of the leg kind of thing. So don't worry about it. Might never happen, I'm sorry to say. It's not guaranteed. Having a few deep breaths here. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to slowly start to walk the hands back towards the feet. And then start to come up to standing. Allow yourself to maybe roll up, and then feel free to fix hair, fix clothes, make yourself comfy. Go for a little pause here at the top. So give yourself that pause, that moment to say, blood has come out of the head. I'm definitely not dizzy. I'm going to come back to the breath if I need to, or I'm just going to adjust and get comfy. If that's what comes to mind, go for it. Okay, and then we're going to go for our warrior one. So coming towards the front of the mat. And we're going to step the right foot way back and let the heel come down, bringing the front knee right over the ankle. Strong through the belly, and then see about reaching the hands up towards the ceiling. Have a few deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And then we're going to come into our crescent high lunge. So if warrior one isn't very nice on your ankle, we're going to bring that heel off the floor, bend both knees so that back knee starts to bend now as well. And we're all of a sudden changing the pressure point from the ankle to the toe joints. So you just have to be very mindful that your toe joints actually want that pressure on them. So they might not like that. You might want to go back to your warrior one. Again, front knee over the ankle, lengthening through the spine. This back leg can start to straighten if it feels nice on the hip and on the lower back. So just be a bit mindful of that. And then reach the hands forward and step forward. Have a little release. And we'll try that on the other side. So left leg steps way back, toes touch, then the heel, then we come up nice and tall and straight. Bend the knee over the ankle, engage through the belly, reach the hands forward and up, lengthening through the spine, pressing into the heel, have a little pause here. Working on that shoulder mobility. Bring that back heel off the mat. Bend both knees. So you're coming into your crescent high lunge now, and then it's your choice how much you straighten through that back leg depending on how the hip feels and the lower back. So be mindful it turns it into a back bend when we start to straighten the leg. Keep that front knee over the ankle. One more breath. We're starting to feel that heat now. That's a good sign. And then reach the hands forward and step forward, releasing the hands. Okay, so we're going to build on that heat. So we're going to go for basically a Surya Namaskar B, or a variation of a sun salutation that's a bit warmer. You don't necessarily need things down on the mat, so make sure you move any trip hazards or anything like that. And come to the front of your mat. Movement throughout the whole body and getting yourself a bit warm, getting your heart rate a little bit hotter, a little bit faster, is such a great way to get your digestion going, like really going, and to make things happy. So again, this is not a class for if you're full of food. This is a class for later on. So we're going to bring the feet together, as comfortable as that is for you. So they might actually be together, might be slightly apart, but together-ish. And then reach the hands forward, big deep breath in. Exhale, take a seat. So your Utkatasana, make sure you can see your toes. Make sure the spine is long, that we're not leaning too far forward, so we're not over the knees. Have a big deep breath in here. And then exhale, fold forward, bringing the hands down. Step the left foot way back, coming into a low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, step back into your plank. Big deep breath in as you hold. Pull the belly muscles in. Knees can always drop down if you want to make this a bit easier. And then exhale, coming down. So you can either do knees, tummy, chest, or you can go for your chaturanga. I like coming down to the belly with this one, particularly because it presses the belly into the floor again, and we get that a little bit of pressure. Inhale, so you lift up to a low back bend. Inhale, if you want, lifting up to a higher back bend. Remember, this is optional. Listen to your body, listen to your back and your hips. Exhale as you roll down. So again, you're pressing the belly into the floor. And then press up to maybe a plank, and then your downward dog. We're going to turn the right heel in so it lines up with the nose, and step the left foot way forward, but make sure it's sturdy. And we're going to come all the way up to that warrior one, just like we did a moment ago. Lengthen up through the spine, take a big deep breath in, and then exhale. Bring the hands down, step back to your downward dog. Left heel turns in, right foot steps forward, rise all the way up again. You can see we're going up and down a lot as well, these forward and folds. Exhale, fold forward. Look at all this movement in the belly. Stepping back to your downward dog. Inhale, come to your plank. Exhale, coming down. So again, maybe for today's class, you do want to make a point to really squidge the belly into the floor. And then inhale, lift up to your back bend. Exhale to your downward dog. Well done. Looking towards the hands, you can start to walk, or if you fancy giving it a go, you could try to bunny hop forward. So you're going to bend the knees, press off the balls of the feet, and see if you can do a little jump forward. You should land silently.
So bear that in mind if you practice that. Inhale, come up, halfway lift. So straight legs, straight arms, straight back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, taking the arms wide. Exhale, hands to the heart. Really good. So we're going to go nice and wide with the feet here, facing alongside the mat. We're going to fold straight to the middle. So now would be another great time to use a prop. You can use a block under the hands, or you can use a chair or even a couch or something you've got nearby, as long as it feels sturdy. Big deep breath in, exhale straight to the middle. Let yourself kind of hang here for a moment. Obviously, if for any reason something feels uncomfortable, you can always come out. That's not a problem. And the intention here is to come back to what we discussed at the very beginning of class. Let the jaw soften. When you feel ready, start to come back up. We're going to bring the hands onto the hips and hinge back up to standing. Have a little pause because we've been upside down. And then we're going to take a seat. So we're going to heel toe the feet a little bit close together and then start to go lower. How low can you go? All the way to the floor. Boom, no hands. It's all right if that didn't work. Take a seat. And we're actually going to come onto the belly now. Under the forehead and come into your crocodile pose. Have a few deep breaths here. Allow yourself to soften into the floor. So we're going to roll over onto the back. And then you might go for your happy baby. So bringing the feet up, knees kind of come towards the armpits, and we're wide. And again, a little rock here can be nice too. And you probably can't hear it, but my stomach, my upper stomach, so I would say like up around my rib cage, not necessarily really low down, but up around upper, between upper and lower, basically the whole thing for the most part, but upper definitely, is starting to gurgle. So my stomach is saying, right, well, if we are relaxing and we are chilling out, then I'm going to digest and I'm maybe ready for some more food. When you're ready, bring the legs together. And we'll come to the end of our practice. So straightening your legs out. And take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Come into your Shavasana. So if you're comfortable with it, stay laying flat on your back. Bring the hands onto the belly. See if you can bring one onto like just the lower ribs and one onto the belly button. Let the elbows rest down. Let the eyes close. And bring your awareness into your digestive system. Allow yourself to soften. So there is absolutely no rush, but when you feel ready, you can finish your Shavasana. So we can start to move through the fingers and the toes. Start to move the arms and legs. Perhaps here for a moment you let the eyes open. Notice the colors and the shadows and the shapes. You let go of the desire to go, 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 rush, rush, rush. And then when you're ready, we will sit ourselves up using the hands and arms. Come into a comfortable position. Bring the hands to your heart. Take a moment to bow your head towards your hands. Give yourself a little mental pat on the back for taking the time to practice your yoga, to work on your body and your mind. And maybe we make a little determination to keep this in mind for a day, a week, a month, maybe just through the busy period of eating. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, there you go, hiccup. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. If you're here live with me, feel free to stick around. Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely day.